Hi, my name is Dana Golden. Today we're going to talk about an intro to Python. So I'm going to show you some code. We're going to do it in a Colab notebook. And yeah, so let's get started. So because we're in a Colab notebook, we have to mount the drive. So normally we would do this in a pretty standard way where we would do either on your command prompt, you could do cd and then your file location like here, or you could do import os and then os.chdrir. But here, because we're doing on Colab, we're just doing drive.mount, and then we're doing the old school command directory. So we're mounting the drive. We'll give it a moment to connect, and then a moment to get started, and then permit this notebook to access your Google Drive files, connect to drive, continue. I encourage you to, while you're watching these videos, as I go through code, to really try and follow along on your own PC, or follow along after. Really, it's important. Coding is not a spectator sport. I encourage you to just go through these as code, really learn what's going on. So here we're importing some packages, and then we're doing some basic printing. So in Python, in order to print to the console, it's just print and then what you want to print. We could also do something like print 5. So yeah, you can print anything. You can also you can just print any sort of message to the console, and this allows you to, when you have things that you want to come out in your code, so that you can either like have the function be interpretable or know where the function is, you can add a print statement. So assignment, here we're using one equal sign for assignment. Basically, we're saying this variable. So we have some letters. We can add numbers to the letters. This variable is equal to this. So I is equal to 0, j is equal to 1, k is equal to 2, l is equal to hello, h is equal to goodbye, w is equal to true, and x equals 1.5. So type of I, int, type of L, string, type of W is bool, type of X is float, and type of float of J. So notice J is 1, that's an integer, as we show, as we see up here, it's just like I, but we can take the float of any integer. Can we take the int of a float? Yes, and so it's just going to round down. If we take the int of w equal true, so w is a bool, so it's equal to the value true. Take the int of that, it'll be equal to 1. Let's see what happens if we do int of false. That's going to be equal to 0. So you can do int of false times int of true. So notice these work just like numerical operations. So you can treat them like integers. And if we do int of h, it doesn't work because you can't take the int of a string. However, if you do 4 equals 4, and then we do int 4, it also does not work because you cannot convert from a string to a integer. So now, if we use equals, if we use 2 equal signs, that is no longer for assignment. That's now for checking equality between values. So let's do hello equals hello, and that's true. Now let's do hello equals hello with a lowercase h. That's now false because Python's case sensitive. 1 equals true, that will lead to the error cannot assign to literal here. maybe you meant equals instead of equals. So you can't assign a numeric value as a variable name. 1 equals true. True is not defined because, once again, Python is case sensitive, and true here is lowercase. 1 equals true, that's true. 1 equals false, that's false. So now k plus j equals 3. Remember that k is equal to 2, j is equal to 1, so that's correct. L plus h, hello, goodbye. If you want to combine two strings if you want to combine two strings so that the strings go together, you just do the plus. Now what happens if we do L plus space plus H? Hello, goodbye. So yeah, and if you want to maybe add another word in there, you can also do that. And then J plus L. So L, remember, is hello. J is 2. That doesn't work because you cannot add int and string. And then J plus W. Remember that W is true. So that should act as a 1. And it should yield 2 because we're adding 2, 1, and 1. And then here we add 2 and 1. Oh, sorry. Here we add hello and true, and that does not work. Because, again, we cannot add bool and string. And here we multiply 2 times 1. Here we divide 2 by 1. Notice when you're multiplying 2 ints, it stays an int. But when you divide 2 ints, it becomes what's called a double. I is equal to 0 here, so you cannot divide by 0, which leads to this 0 division error. If we do I plus 2, that division error goes away. I plus 3. If we do 5 times 15, we get 75. 5 divided by 15.3. 15 divided by 5 is 3. W times J. W, you'll recall, is true. J is 1. Notice you can get back the variable names if you go right here. You go over it. So here, hello times true is going to yield hello. And then hello times 10, what do you think that will yield? It will yield 10 hellos over and over again. Notice if you do the same with L divided by 10, it doesn't work. You can't divide a string and int, you can only multiply. This is modulo. This is an operator that works like a remainder for division. So when you divide 50 by 10 and take the remainder, you get 3. Now we're going to do 53 modulo 9. We're going to get 8. So recall that 9 times 7 is 49. Or sorry, 9 times 5 is 45, and then 8 plus 45 is equal to 53. So exponential, 1 to the 0 is just 1. 2 squared is just 4. Notice exponential is 2 stars. 2 asterisks, 5 to the 5th, 3, 1, 2, 5. True or false. So true or false. The or means that one is true or the other is true. So it's a union. So the union of true and false is true. This pipe character also acts as an or. So this is also true. So true and false. This is the intersection between true and false. This is false. True and false. This is false. And just so I can show you for completeness, not true. This is, I don't know what I did that. try it here. Not true. This is false. Not false. Not false. This is true. 5 equals 6, or 5 times 6 equals 30. So 5 times 6 is equal to 30. So this is going to iterate to true. 5 equals 6, and 5 times 6 equals 30. This is going to be false because this is not true, but this is. So I'm going to leave it there, and then next time we're going to talk about the rest of the lesson. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.